Hello and welcome to NewsX Deep Dive. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Today we are taking a look at a tragedy that has shaken families and raised fresh questions about aviation safety. On the evening of the 23rd February, a medical air ambulance en route from Ranchi to Delhi crashed in Jharkhand's Chhatra district, killing all 7 people on board. So what exactly transpired? Well, according to officials, a chartered Beechcraft C-90 aircraft operated by Redbird Airways Private Limited took off from Ranchi's Birsa Munda Airport at 7:11 p.m. In a statement, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation said at around 7:22 p.m. the flight's last radar contact with Varanasi was recorded, after which they established contact with Kolkata Air Traffic Control, to whom control was handed over. Then at 7:25 p.m. the flight requested for deviation due to the weather conditions. By 7:34 p.m., roughly 23 minutes after takeoff, the air ambulance lost communication and radar contact with Kolkata as well when it was about 100 nautical miles southeast of Varanasi. After contact was lost, the aircraft did not communicate with either Varanasi or Lucknow air traffic control units. Shortly after the last known communication from the flight, local residents reportedly heard an explosion and saw smoke rising from the forested area of Simaria in Chhatra district, where the wreckage was found. Eyewitnesses also spoke about the incident, stating the crash was sudden. They heard a blast-like noise followed by smoke. When they rushed to the spot, they say that an aircraft had crashed, but since it was deep inside the forest area, it took people time to reach the crash site. Listen in.
सर कोई रिश्ता में मेरा बहन थे, हमारा घर बधार हुआ, बकोरिया में उनका दुकान था, वहाँ पे आग लग गया। आग लगने के कारण मुझे लगे थे यहाँ से नाभि तक जलने के कारण मतलब देव कमल में एडमिट हुए। देव कमल में स्थिति शुरू में सामान्य था, उसके बाद स्थिति थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हुआ तो विचार हुआ कि हाँ इनको से ट्रांसफ़र करके दिल्ली ले जाया जाए। तो दिल्ली के लिए बात हुआ प्लेन से, तो 8 लाख में ये बुक हुआ। 7:10 में वहाँ से चले। इसमें मेरे संपर्क के 3 आदमी थे, बहन और उनका एक भागना, बाद बाकी 4।
On board were 2 pilots, Captain Vivek Vikas Bhagat and co-pilot Captain Sarvraj Deo Singh. A critically ill patient identified as Sanjay Kumar, his wife Archana Devi and his relative Dhuru Kumar. Dr. Vikas Kumar Gupta and paramedic Sachin Kumar Mishra were also on board the flight. All 7 people are confirmed to have lost their lives. Soon after the information of the crash, search and rescue teams were dispatched to the crash site. The wreckage was found deep inside thick forest over 2 kilometers from the nearest access road, complicating nighttime operations. Speaking of the aircraft, the Beechcraft King Air is a line of American utility aircraft produced by Beechcraft, which was first introduced in 1971. Powered by 2 PT-6A-20A engines, it has a wingspan of about 50 feet, 3 inches, with a maximum takeoff weight of 160 kilograms. Meanwhile, the operator, Redbird Airways Private Limited, is a private company incorporated on the 3rd of December 2018. Based in Delhi, the company provides charter flight services, air ambulance operations and other general aviation services. It obtained its air operator permit in August 2019, enabling it to conduct charter operations and specialized medical evacuation flights. Owned by entrepreneur Akshay Kumar, who also served as the company's managing director and promoter, he reportedly has 14 years of experience in the aviation industry and is professionally qualified as an aircraft engineer. Preliminary reports from the DGCA suggest that inclement weather may have played a role in the crash. The aircraft reportedly requested a weather-related course change before contact was lost. However, there is no information yet about whether the black box has been recovered. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau has been tasked with probing all aspects, from weather data, cockpit communications, flight data recorders to maintenance logs. The AAIB team already has visited the crash site and begun its inquiry. Experts, on the other hand, have stated that air ambulances, which are smaller aircraft operating in diverse weather, may need stricter protocols and real-time monitoring systems, especially over rugged terrains like Jharkhand's forests. In response to the tragedy, Jharkhand's health minister announced plans for major healthcare infrastructure investment, including what he termed Asia's biggest hospital, to reduce the need for long-distance transfers for critical patients. Officials have also pledged support and compensation for the bereaved families as inquiries continue. However, in a truly heartbreaking revelation, it has come to light that the patient Sanjay Kumar's family had borrowed nearly 8 lakh rupees to book the air ambulance to Delhi as a last-ditch effort to save his life after severe burn injuries. Ajay, the brother of the deceased, revealed how the family even thought of selling their property and land for the treatment of Sanjay. The family then took a loan and borrowed money from friends and well-wishers to bear the cost of the private hospital treatment in Delhi, together with the rent of the air ambulance. Sanjay had been critically injured on February 16th after an electric short circuit at his modest hotel in Chandwa triggered a fire. The sole breadwinner of the family sustained serious burns while at work. With his condition deteriorating and local treatment options exhausted, the family decided to shift him to Sir Gangaram Hospital in New Delhi for advanced care. The crash is the second in less than a month involving a plane operated by a non-scheduled operator after Maharashtra Deputy CM Ajit Pawar and 4 others had died in a plane crash near Baramati on the 28th of January. Well, the crash has certainly put the spotlight on India's air ambulance sector as well, where critically ill patients are often transported by private charters at significant costs. Air ambulance services typically cost between 2 to 12 lakh rupees within India and even more for international transfers. Free air ambulance services are available only under select state government programs. Despite the critical role of such services, the air medical infrastructure in India is sparse. The latest official data on India's air ambulance fleet comes from a 2022 Lok Sabha reply by then Minister of State for Civil Aviation, General V.K. Singh. He said 49 air ambulances were operating under aero medical transportation by 19 non-scheduled operators across the country. DGCA officials have reiterated that the final cause of the crash cannot be confirmed until the investigation is complete, which could take weeks. As investigators gather evidence, aviation experts and policymakers are expected to review protocols for non-scheduled flights, especially those involving critical medical evacuations. Captain Sam Thomas, President, Airline Pilots Association, is joining us live. Captain Thomas, thank you for being with us today. What did you make of this crash and prima facie the cause of the incident?
Firstly, like every other accident, too early to say what happened. Having said that, the air ambulance basically in India is a very, very tricky space at the moment, with people converting small airplanes to air ambulances and using them at very exorbitant costs. It's a heartbreaking story here where they had to take a loan to afford this particular trip. However, the weather in this area is inclement most of the year, and also the skill sets that are operated by certain NSOPs seems to be under a cloud after a couple of crashes already. So these are the two main reasons that need to be questioned, and also timely investigations and results will only be able to help you find the root cause and try and prevent further accidents. Here the investigation goes on for years, you will never know what the result was, but here prima facie it looks like a weather related accident, and this aircraft may not be, it's a C-90 Beechcraft King Air, so may not be able to take the kind of weather that was prevalent at the time as per the weather reports that we are having.
Yes, given that this is now the second such private plane crash in just about 30 days, Captain Thomas, many are concerned. Do you believe an overall review is needed at this juncture of all such private air operators in the country?
Actually, the real reason is over-regulation by underqualified people. Now, when you start implementing irrational regulations, the operators, irrespective of the sector. Now, when it's like this, let me give you a very crude example. If you start alcohol prohibition right from the 1800s when it was there in the US, the things go underground and everybody starts breaking rules. If you have rational regulations where people can comply with, that would bring in much more compliant workforce, and also the welfare of every aspect of the workers working in these sectors must be taken into account. The rest period for pilots, the kind of terrain that they operate, the training that they receive, very critical. Unfortunately, on all these aspects, DGCA has been found wanting because they do not have the expertise. And a paradigm shift has to occur from where we are right now, with a lot of subject matter experts brought in to solve the situation. Otherwise, on every crash, the media is going to keep asking for reasons and they're not going to get it, and that causes panic in the flying public.
All right, Captain Thomas, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on this segment.